G'day, g'day, g'day. It's Monday, clarify purpose, and we're going to reflect on yesterday, share freely. And you might notice I'm still wearing my share freely shirt because I wear light blue on Sundays in remembrance for what has been. And it was a really, really special weekend, Anzac Weekend, and it's the beginning of the end and the end of the beginning as we talk about sharing time and energy with people and loving life and being more social, or just simply being. We simply say g'day, but there's so many ways you could say it. Great day, gorgeous day, gigantic day, grr day, gump day, gumption day. Think of a word that starts with G.
Do you feel like there's never enough time in the day? Are you struggling to switch off from work, the internet, and social media? It's time to reconnect with family, friends, colleagues, and most importantly, yourself. Join the Be More Social Daily Challenge. Just 10 minutes a day to recharge, gain more energy, and enjoy what matters most. Let's begin.
Yeah, wow. That can hit hard. Realizations and reflections, and when you look on where you're at and you think you've got all the time and energy in the world, and you sit back and just pause and breathe for a second, and you start to race. Well, I do. I jump ahead. I can see where this could end up. I've got so many ideas I can create, and I can see this path. I know where it can end. I just sometimes don't know which way that path goes. But hey, that's why I go walking with Pip. Doesn't cost anything more than time and energy. And we could get longer and longer and longer. And today felt like a really, really long walk. We actually got back earlier than we have over the last few days. It was awesome. There's a lot of time and space in between meeting new people. I met Sarge. I know a few sergeants in my life. Family, friends. I met a few on the weekend. Men of service, women of service, whether they were wearing a uniform or not. It was fascinating, the stories he was sharing, and we were talking about mates and Aboriginal communities and Uluru, and walking your own path, and the times when people showed up for their mates, like in World War I, when they were lining up, queuing up, even the ones that were too young, for acts of service or acts of kindness to fight a war that wasn't ours, because we're all Aussies. But the British, they sent the white fellas to protect the land. They just didn't know how to send a message because they were speaking English. English, you know what that is? It's just another language. It's a matter of how you interpret the language. And they weren't interpreting the language of the land of the indigenous, the land where time began. We are in the center of the earth, Uluru. I don't know what that means, but I'm thinking big rock, or the rock in the middle of the world, or the place where the world revolves around us. And for some, it's the person that's saying that, whether it's in your head, or whether you're talking about me, or you're talking about you, or talking about me, talking about you. See, I see connections everywhere. Yes, it's a strength. It's a belief system also. You could think I'm talking religion, and that's cool. Maybe I am. I don't know. I could be talking about God, but I see things backwards, and when I hear English, I hear dog, and I've got a dog. I don't need another dog. I only worship one dog, and she's beautiful. She's my life. She's my rock. She's my core. That's KCOR, spelled backwards, for those who weren't sure. Or it could be HCOR, because it's all very confusing to me, this language of English. Do I speak the Aboriginal tongue? No. I understand Dreamtime, because Dreamtime is when the sun goes down. And people might say, well, the white man, they're privileged because look what they gave the indigenous people, technology, which interfered in their dream time because it lit up the night sky. It made the dark bright. But what happened was it started to squeeze dream time, like we do with our kids. We tell them to dream big, yeah. But then we squash their dreams when they ask why. Stop asking why. But why, Daddy? Stop asking why. But why, Mummy? Stop asking why. How do I know? Because I used to ask why. Now I know why. I know my why. That's what today is. Clarifying purpose. My why is my wife. Nick, Nicole, Nikki, whatever you want to call her. I know what I call her, and that's special to me. It's the love of my life, along with Pippi, Kuna Pippi. An indigenous name. And I believe, my understanding is, a warrior princess who brought peace to the land. But that was a dream that was handed down through generations, through time, through dream time. And I've had to shorten that name because a white fella told me it's inappropriate to use that name. I was using it in honor. And that's when our friendship began, when that name was created. 50,000, 100,000 years ago, I'm not sure. But I found that name through technology. Was it a blessing or a curse? Time will tell. Oh, the ego, halfway there and it's still playing around. But I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable with ego because I'm a man. And I just realized that everyone's got an ego. It's just whether they're willing to admit it, play with it, enjoy it, and move on. And people ask me why I giggle like that, and I learnt it from Lockie. I don't know where he is. I was mistaken on social media, I think, watching his videos and just shedding a tear or laughing and smiling and going through all these emotions. I thought he was on the Gold Coast because the sign came up Gold Coast, but maybe that was a button that was incorrectly pressed or something like that. But to me, it wasn't a punishment. It was a blessing. I still search for him, whether on the street or on social media, but allow it to be, because it will be. Whatever will be, will be. As John Lennon said, hey Jude, don't be afraid. Haha, got you there. You knew where I was going, didn't you? Or did you not? Well, for some of us, it's Arthur or Martha or he or she or they or them. I think it's all of us, because I believe in all of us. I be live for all of us. To me, it's about all of us. Whether you have time and energy for me or whether I have time and energy for you. All you got to do is ask. You know where I'll be. For the time being, it's free. Mainly down the promenade of Surface Paradise. If you want to join me, you're welcome. If you want to cross paths, you're welcome. You can look in my eyes, you can say good day, you can say whatever you want. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. Because I see a lot of people running and walking. I don't know if they're going somewhere or running away from somewhere else. They don't want to share time and energy with me. That's cool. They're probably on their way to work. Something I wish I never had to do, but that's dream time. That's many years ago, before the Industrial Revolution, before technology. But hey, when you learn how to use technology as a tool, you don't need to work anymore. It becomes fun. You play. Because when you love doing what you're doing, you don't work another day in your life. And you may have heard that before and you may go, yeah, it's a scam. Well, so is everything else in life if you want to look at it that way. I simply choose to look at it a different way because I think differently, like Apple. You know, the one that fell from the tree and that poisonous woman, what was her name? Eve? How do you spell that backwards? Eve? Is that the evening? Is that the time before dream time? Is that the time before we think things are going to be wonderful in our dreams, but then we wake up and we're faced with life, energy from the sun? Beautiful part of the day, my favorite part of the day. When I was going through dark times, I didn't like getting up early. I still have my habits, and I didn't sleep in as anywhere near as much as when I was a teenager. But that's the time when we need to allow them to dream. Let them sleep. Why do they have to get up to go to school? Homeschooling, pretty cool. Really awesome if they've got friends and mates to share it with. It doesn't have to be all the time, but we learn, practice, and share. Without sharing, we miss everything. So the schooling system, it does a great job of sharing mates. But is it learning and practicing? Or is it practicing and sharing? Or is it learning and sharing? But when you miss one step, you don't embrace learning as a whole, because a whole is a zero. Too many people think it's nothing. It's circular. Just like time, just like energy. You can't weigh it. You can't measure it. It just goes by the sun. So some of you, at some seasons, have 3 hours of sun. And some of you have 17, 18, 19 hours of sun. But you choose to run off a clock, or a calendar, or a diary. I suggest otherwise. Use the sun. Maybe your son or daughter. Simply be more social and simply say, great day, g'day.
Thanks for listening as we take on the Be More Social challenge. Join Danny Crouch tomorrow as he shares his journey, and we hope you'll join in too. Drop a comment below. Tell us how it's going, ask questions and share your insights. Find more details in the description or at chooseyourchapter.com.au. Let's make time, boost energy, and aim to be more social today.